This, as we've already covered this morning, what we're going to do is look at the details really from a report, from an analysis that we did to produce a report called the Software Industry Performance Report. And behind that report is over 20 years of data that we've collected at the ISBSG. So we're trying to answer the question, how much have we learned over those 20 years? And is performance of the software industry better now than it was then? First of all, what I need to do is give you a brief introduction to the ISBSG, and probably more importantly, tell you a little bit about the data, because you need to know what data we've used here to come up with the results that we have. But the ISBSG, as I said a few minutes ago, is a not-for-profit organization. We're here purely to collect data, history data from IT projects, development and enhancement, and history data from IT maintenance and support applications. And then we make that data available to you, practitioners, at a reasonable cost. And recently we've done that by opening a new portal, and I'll give you the address at the end of this presentation. The portal allows you to filter the data, to sort it, to select just the data that you're interested in, and only pay for that. In the past, we used to license all the data, and as we got more and more and more, it became more expensive. So we've got now this new portal in place that allows you to access that data at a very reasonable charge. So we'll have a look at the products and services, and then I'll explain the data, and then we'll look at the report that produced the data. So as I pointed out, we've been in business since 1997. Our members are national software metrics and national IT organizations, also not-for-profit around the world, and there are 13 of those. Our mission is simply to try and help improve the management of IT resources by providing and exploiting public repositories of software knowledge, basically data. And we standardize that, we verify it, and we try and keep it up to date. So we regularly add 300-400 projects to the development and enhancement database every year. And currently we're running close to 6,000, 5,900 projects in the database. So our products and services, very quickly, we provide the two repositories, development and enhancement with the 5,900 projects, software maintenance and support, which is a newer repository, and it's just past the 500 maintenance applications. I won't be covering that today. We'll simply be covering development and enhancement. We provide portal access to the industry data. We have web subscription services, and we have analysis reports. And you can see all those at isbsg.org. Here's the portal URL for you. If you go to the portal and you create an account, you'll get given 10 free credits. If you use Skype, you'll be used to it. It's like Skype. You get given 10 free credits, which will allow you then to go and search and see what data is available to you. If you want to license any of the data or use the OLAP tool, then you actually buy some credits as you do with Skype. Excuse the formatting of this slide. I'm not sure what's happened to it, but imagine it's a nice numbered slide. So the portal gives you the ability to search the repository, to filter it any way you like. Then you can license and look at the data. You can store your data set. It will save it automatically, actually, and you can recall it at any time in the future. And you can use an OLAP tool to create pivot type tables if you're used to Excel. So to manipulate the data set that you've chosen. But in addition, there are also a standard set of reports that are automatically produced when you select a data set. And also online in the portal, you can purchase, credit card purchase, some of the ISBSG products. Excuse me. So just now let's have a look at the data, because this is important. This is where the report has come from, and there's some information that you need to know. All our data comes to us voluntarily. We're not able to go out and get data from people by interviewing them or having automatic data collection as some other organizations do. So we receive data voluntarily. When we receive the data, it goes through a validation process with cross checks to make sure that it is reasonable. We rate the data. We give it an A, B, C, or D. If it's good data and there's a lot of it, we rate it with an A. If it's good data but perhaps there's not as much, it'll be a B rating. C, we've got some doubts about, and D, we're putting it in there because somebody sent it to us, but in fact we wouldn't use it for analysis. So all the data I've used today that we use to produce this report is A or B data. So we put the data in the repository and we produce a benchmark report and send it to whoever submitted the data to us. It's all done in a secure way. I very rarely know who sent data to us. It goes to our administrator, who doesn't even work in our office. She removes all the identification of the organization and gives the data a unique number. And then she sends it off to the repository manager. So even he doesn't see who the data is from. He produces the benchmark report, sends it back to her, and then she can return it to whoever sent us the data. We've operated with that procedure for whatever it is, 18, 20 years now, and we've never had a problem for security or for anonymity. If we've got a C or B rated data, we often send comments off with the benchmark report and ask people to answer a few questions so that we can improve the rating. And then they would resubmit and we would re-rate and we'd update the repository. And the data includes, because we need a point of size, the data includes projects that have been sized, functionally sized in the 4 size levels you've seen there. You'll be probably most familiar with function points, of course, from IFPUG, but some of you may be familiar with COSMIC. The NESMA is from Netherlands, and it's almost identical to IFPUG, so close that we actually include the IFPUG and the NESMA size data in all our analysis. And we also carry lines of code, but because we don't think that's appropriate for benchmarking or for early estimation, we actually don't do any analysis on lines of code in this data set. We do for maintenance and support, but we don't for development and enhancement. So size is important there for us, and then we've got project effort, the things you'd expect, duration, the size of the team, the programming languages, the platform that was developed on, the platform it was delivered to, the industry sector, and we carry defects as well. So that's the core data. In fact, we try and collect far more data than that, but these are the things that are of most interest to people. So as I've already said, we have close to 5,900 projects in the development and enhancement repository. They're from 25 different countries, so we've got a wide, very broad base that we collect from. 30 different major organization types, 15 different major business areas, and over 100 different types